Today I'd like to share a really cool piece of my Game Boy collection. This is a 1997 Game Boy Play It Loud released with the Star Wars game. Now this bundle was sold only in the UK, the United Kingdom, as I said, in 1997. Um, the special part about this is the box. It's really well decorated. I'm going to show it all after and the system. Before that, I'd like to go over the history of it. So the Game Boy introduced in 1989. It had a white shell system with the red buttons. Everybody knows the iconic design behind that, but in 1995, they decided to introduce a bunch of other colors. That was the year before the Game Boy Pocket came out, which shrunk the system. So in 1995, you had tons of different colors. There was blue, green, yellow, white, red, black, and of course this one. This is the transparent, clear version. I'm not sure exactly what they called it, but you can see what it looks like. There's a picture of it right there. I'll definitely show the system and everything else, but I'd like to just show you what the box looks like and everything first. So, of course, like I said, it was released with the Star Wars game pack. On the bottom, it shows everything that's included. Game Boy, Star Wars game pack, 4 AA batteries. Those obviously I don't have now because they would be corroded otherwise. You have the Nintendo seal on the bottom. I believe the Nintendo seal right here is different from the ones that are found on the boxes of US systems. Somebody said that they look different. I haven't compared them, but you can just take their word for it. Okay. It says Nintendo on the top. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's got stars in the background. You can see the TIE fighters, Darth Vader, the Death Star. It says also available in other colors, but the other colors weren't introduced in this set. So you have an X-Wing on the side. You have another X-Wing on the other side. The Millennium Falcon is on the top. And it says some cool stuff on the back right here. Basically, bragging about how powerful the Game Boy is. It's kind of a joke compared to today. Like, powerful CPU and microprocessors allow for complex scrolling backgrounds and hundreds of images and exciting gameplay. But all this really was the original monochrome screen, which was often picked on. Of course, the Nintendo Game Boy was never ahead of its competitors in terms of technology. It was just the games released with it and well marketing that made it so popular. Of course, it was affordable. So it's really not that far from the original one, besides the cool colors on it. And on the right, it just describes the game that it came with. Again, like I said, it says Nintendo, Star Wars all over it, so it's extremely cool. Like, this is probably my favorite set I've ever seen before. The only really cool one I have, and I have some other interesting ones that I could share. It says computer and video games 94. 94%. That's obviously a rating, I believe, from a United Kingdom magazine based on Nintendo, and they did a lot of reviews, so they gave it a 94. At least I think that's what it is. I tried to search for some downloads, or some downloaded copies of the magazine online, but I couldn't find any that talked about this Game Boy. So again, this is what it looks like. All of the United Kingdom packs had the PAL symbol to the left of it. They all had this on the bottom. Okay, now let's take a look at the system. So it's bundled just like this. Let me take it out. You have the styrofoam. It's hard to do with one hand. We have the Star Wars game in its plastic case right here. We have some bubble wrap. I'm not sure if the seller decided to package this in for protection or if it came with it, but it smells really old, so I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there. As you can see, this is the groove where the batteries would go, but like I said, they aren't included anymore. They'd be corroded at this point. And we have 2 manuals, one for the Game Boy right here system. This was standard in every game that was sold by Nintendo for the Game Boy and every system always had this, I believe. Actually, or maybe that was the health warning that was packaged with all of them. But either way, I don't think they had that in the UK. Of course, you have the Star Wars manual for the game. There are a few pieces of paperwork missing from this set, so it's not complete. It's near complete. It's missing some sort of advertisement poster that I've seen on some other sets. And there might be a few other pieces of paper, but I'm alright with it. These are the two main instructions, and that's really what counts for me. GB1, that's interesting. This is my US copy of Star Wars, and you can see it's different from the UK one. It doesn't have the golden seal right here. And it doesn't have the KA rating, the ESRB. Now keep in mind, this cartridge right here, it was obviously made 1995 or later, or 1994 later, because the ESRB didn't exist until a few years after Mortal Kombat, as a result of the violence in the game. So it's not 1991 or 92 when this game was actually released. This one, obviously, 1997 or later, they did have the ESRB rating, but it didn't have it because it's the UK version, so you can compare and contrast. I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting, worth showing. Alright, and the actual system. I still have the plastic bag with it. And I've already put batteries in the back, which you can see, because it's transparent. And of course it has the PAL code on the back with numbers instead of a barcode or a serial code that you'd find on the United States released ones. I find it really cool how you can see everything. And if you tilt it on its side, there's like a space where you can't, you can't probably see it with this, but there is a space in between both boards right there. And seeing all the wires is just really cool. Okay, let me put a game in it. This one. And I'll be quite honest, this Star Wars game is really bad. The graphics are fine, but they ruined the gameplay by having a speeder. And I'll show you what I mean. But anyway, the Sega Game Gear version is way better. Oh, a few more things to mention. Contrast control is right here. We have volume control, headphone jack, power button, cartridge slot, obviously. It takes 4 AA's, and AC adapter, and there's a link port right here, but it has its original cover, which is very uncommon. Most of them were lost, as you see right there. I think there's a way to flip it up, but I haven't really messed with it. Let me try to get it to focus. As I said, it's a normal Game Boy. It has all the same buttons, A and B, start, select, the D-pad, and all the writing's in red. You can see the red. It says A, B in red, select, start, in red. Yeah, so that's the speeder, as you can see, and I can exit this mission right here. And that speeder that's on the ground, that's how you get to every single mission. And it's pretty much a maze, so you actually have to find the mission in order to play it, which is really retarded. I mean, you'll spend hours just trying to find the right mission. They're like disguised in caves and stuff. It's just really bad. But it's got the same missions as the Game Gear version. It just doesn't have the speeder part, which is why I said it's way better. And I died because I can't play with one hand. So as I said, this is a really rare bundle. The system itself isn't rare, neither is the game. But packaged like this, it's definitely a collector's item. It's Star Wars, so it appeals to a lot of people. It's tough to gauge pricing because I haven't seen that many of them sell. But the cool part is, either way, there aren't that many in the US because a lot of people who sell these in the UK aren't willing to ship over here, so it's cool having one. There are like a lot of DMG, which is the code name for the Game Boy, a lot of those collectors, and most of them, like, I don't know anybody who has this set. But like I said, I have seen a few of them sell before. I've seen them sell for around, well, in some cases, around $130. That was a cheap auction that happened. But of course, the only people who can really bid on a lot of those are in the UK, and that's not everybody. Some people are willing to pay a lot more for these systems than others. That's just how it works. I've seen other ones sell for around $300. Some are on sale for sale for a higher price. Actually, right now, I don't think there's any for sale on eBay. There's one from Germany with a stock photo, and they want like 400 euros, but that's obviously not happening. So yeah, I kind of paid a lot for this. I'm not gonna, I mean, I'll definitely tell you how much it was, but not just for bragging. But anyway, it was $310. I know that's a lot, and people would say, well, why would you pay so much for a Game Boy? It plays like the other ones. It looks like a lot of other ones. But I mean, having this in the collection is just awesome. It's such a cool bundle. If you find one for a reasonable price, like within $200, I would say it's a must-have. The value will continually go up. There aren't that many. I don't know the numbers. Somebody said there's a rumor going around that there are only 50 made, but I highly doubt that. I think there's more than that. I think the person just said that there were only 50 made because he was trying to sell it easier. Apparently, Nintendo did a lot of experiments with how to package and bundle their games. For example, there's a good chance that they may have made only like 100 of these and sold them exclusively in one store as a test to see how well it would sell. And then they would make the decision on whether or not to make more to place in the store based on how well they sold in the test. I'm convinced that this might be part of a project like that to see how well one of these would sell, simply because I haven't seen that many. And obviously, once people buy them, it's not like Nintendo's going to go after them to try to take it back. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Once they're sold, they're sold. So, yeah, I guess that's it for this bundle. If you have any questions or comments, please just write down below. If you like this video, you can leave a like and subscribe. I'm definitely going to have more videos on Game Boy systems. Right now, I'm after the Manchester United complete pack. So I might have a video of that if I decide to get one. Thank you.